This might just be me, but something I have noticed is that a lot of PCs are just increasingly getting very, very slow. And I keep asking myself, why are PCs these days just for no reason, becoming very, very slow? I'm talking about PC that you've used for like 2-3 years or like 10-15 years. You see, when I was a kid, we used to have this white PC. This PC was with us. I'm talking about the days of this, white casing HP PCs that, guys, I don't even know how old these PCs were. But then this PC was pretty much used to do everything that you can ever imagine. We visited a lot of crazy websites with it. You know what I mean by crazy websites? We did a lot of stuff with this PC, and naturally, because you keep browsing a lot of, shit on the internet, downloading all manner of stuff, all manner of viruses, the PC naturally becomes very, very slow over a long time. But what I'm talking about is not this kind of slow. I'm talking about you bringing a new PC or even a fairly new PC out of the box, a PC that naturally should be, normally very agile, fast. You switch it on, and the PC takes forever to boot. Guys, this is not something I'm telling you, because from the position I occupy, if you take a look at my channel, you can pretty much tell that I get to see a lot of PCs. You see, I see all manner of PCs, small form factor PCs, mini PCs, tower PCs, just name it. I see laptops and I get to switch them on. And the thing I notice is that it is almost certain that the PC is going to boot up in such a manner that you begin to wonder, come on, guys, why are PCs just becoming so slow these days? Like I said, it could just be my own observation, but as a matter of fact, I don't want to think so, because if you take a look at the internet, the amount of people trying to, watch these PC upgrade videos, they just keep being on the rise. Who's going to think about upgrading his or her PC when the PC is already delivering, speed? You want to boot it up, it boots very fast. Nobody's going to talk about upgrading the RAMs or talking about upgrading from a HDD to an SSD, or even, from an NVMe Gen 3 to an NVMe Gen 5, and so on and so forth. Take a look at these videos. You can pretty much tell that people are having problems. They feel like the PCs can actually do more, but for one reason or the other, things just get increasingly slow, and sometimes it's so annoying, to waste about 3 minutes of your life because your PC is just refusing to be agile. It's refusing to boot up. You want to just quickly do one little thing. The PC is on sleep mode, and it's going to take like forever for the PC to come up. Guys, I'm telling you, because I am somebody that wants to come to the PC, just jump on my PC, do what I want to do, and I want the PC, each time I come to it, I move the mouse, I want the PC to wake up and just tell me, what do you want? I am ready to deliver to you. But then, right now, what I have noticed is that a lot of PCs, they are just annoying to you. When I'm not just going to put a blanket on it and say all the PCs, there are still a very few exceptions. And because, like I said, I get to use a lot of PCs, I get to see what's going on. I get to see that, look, this is not normal. Is it like there is some, some grand design to just, feed us with only slow PCs? Because even the PCs that are being sold to us as new, guys, I'm telling you that, look, some of the PCs, I do not know what's going on. They are so slow to the point of it being even annoying. You see, I've thought of it and I was like, no, there must be something wrong. We are in 2025, things are kind of changing. We're in the days of AI. One would have expected that, look, the PCs that we should be working with in this day and age should be naturally very fast. But then if you want to buy a very fast and smart PC, you must be ready to give a leg and an arm for it. And because of that, a lot of people are not able to afford this, Come to think of it, when somebody earns just a little amount of money just to get by, to pay rent, to pay his children's school fees, I do not think that such a person has about 2,000 euros or $2,000 to splash on a PC. He or she is forced to go, the route of buying these new PCs that are being sold to you for about 250 euros or even 300 euros. At the end of the day, you will be forced to deal with a situation where your PC is just increasingly, getting slow, even without you not even using it. You see, some time ago, it used to be that, yes, if you have a new PC, You have to load it up. You've put a lot of files. There are a lot of video files, music files. You've downloaded a lot of stuff on the internet, and the PC gradually begins to slow down. But right now, you bring out a PC out of the box, you switch it on. Even the PC that is being sold to you as a 16 gigabyte, DDR4 PC, with a 256 gigabyte of SSD, you put it on for one funny reason or the other, because the processor on the PC is kind of questionable. The PC doesn't seem to do what's supposed to do. Of course, it can boot into Windows at the end of the day. It can take you onto YouTube to watch some videos, can take you to watch some movies here and there. But then when you begin to do serious work on the PC, you begin to want to multitask on the PC, you are going to understand how difficult it is to work with a PC that is very, very slow, that cannot multitask, cannot open up to 10 tabs for you and still work flawlessly, keeps hanging. You want to switch it on in the morning, it's going to be a problem. The PC, for one funny reason or the other, it goes into sleep mode. For you to bring it out from that mode, you have to switch it up 1,000 times. At the end of the day, it's still very slow. But like I said, not every PC, in the little experience I have found some PCs, to be very, very decent. And one of the PC right here, actually looking at me, a Dell Optiplex 5080. Take a look at this PC. Guys, even though I was so annoyed in the beginning trying to, just figure out why some PCs were so slow, because there were so many PCs that came to me, try to test them, because I do put PCs on the hardware money shop. And when I tested these PCs, I was like, no, I'd rather stick with this PC, the Dell Optiplex 5080, because this one right here, it was tested. I checked it out myself. This PC doesn't fall into the difficult situation that we've all found ourselves. This PC is very, very fast. It has an M.2 slot on board. It gives you the possibility to push the RAM as much as 64 gigabyte, and in front of it, you have a PC that boasts of a USB-C port, a USB 3.1 port, and a USB 2.0 port. Pretty much everything that you will need. As if that's not enough, PC is looking very, very smart. Taking a look at the back of it, you've also got 2 display ports right there, and the list of ports just keep going on and on and on. This PC right here, I used it and I said to myself, yes, even though we are living in an age and time where PCs have just become increasingly very slow, we still have a PC right here, the Dell Optiplex 5080, that still can deliver you a lot of speed, that still will make it possible for you to come in the morning, hopping onto your PC, switching it on, and it's going to boot up flawlessly, exactly how a normal PC should boot up. Of course, we are gradually moving in a day and age where we all have to switch to using Windows 11. One thing I also noticed is that a lot of these, slow PCs even have the possibility to run Windows 11. This is something I do not seem to understand. You see, this PC right here will also give you that possibility to install Windows 11. Above all that, this PC is coming at a very, very decent price. Of course, it's not new, but it's something that if you get, you are going to be proud that you bought something that you can actually use, you can rely on, you can use it for a very, very long time. A quiet PC that will not make all manner of noises if you don't put it on, and a PC that will allow you just do a kind of basic upgrade that you want. Unfortunately, if you want to put a HDD and an SSD on this PC, it might not be the best idea, because right here we do not have a 3.5-inch HDD card. But if you are saying to yourself, I am just fine with using an NVMe SSD on this PC, you are going to be having real value for your money. On the hardware money shop, you can pretty much go there right now and get a decent PC like this. But then the question still remains, why does PCs these days just appear very, very slow, with the exception of just a few? I do not know what's going on. I do not know why this is so, but then I do not find it to be fair. When somebody goes out there, with the little money he or she has, trying to get just a responsible PC for himself, for the kids, only to end up paying for something that would not deliver you speed, that would not make it possible for you to work without having to go through pain, that would not make it possible for you, to wake up in the morning, come to your PC, switch it on, and the PC does what it has to do. This is not so with this PC. As a matter of fact, I have used it, I have touched it, I have switched it on, I have tested it on different programs, and I found this PC to be very, very good. In the next weeks, a lot of people are going to be switching from Windows 10 to Windows 11. Of course, you might be thinking now, hardware money, how do I get a very fast PC like this? Of course, if you go to the link in the description below and you click on it, you'll be taken to the hardware money shop, where this fast PC one of the few PCs that have escaped this crisis of almost every PC just getting increasingly slow, even out of the box. You will find it there, and you might be opportune to lay your hands on one of these PCs at a very, very good price. Since that's not enough, you have the possibility to specify what kind of RAM sticks you want, what kind of SSD. Also, if you want the PC to come with a wireless LAN adapter, you can easily go ahead and specify all this. At the end of the day, you will be getting yourself a decent PC that will make it possible for you to do your work without having to go through pain. Until I see you again in the next one, peace.